Did you know that pulse oximeters have been used in the last 30 years as a critical tool to assess vital conditions on patients with lung cancer, asthma, leukemia, acute respiratory diseases in emergency situations? Well, a pulse oximeter is a device that uses two lights. These lights go through your finger. There is the sensor that hits those lights and measures the change of color of a protein called hemoglobin. In the center of this light, you can see this protein that carries oxygen to all the cells in our body. However, most of these devices are not designed and calibrated to detect different levels of skin pigmentation, as well for variations in total hemoglobin concentration caused by menstrual cycles in women. At the bottom left corner of your screen, if you Google pulse oximeter, you will notice a pattern. This pattern points towards white people. These devices had been designed by white people for making measurements on white people. This fact was just recently recognized as a problem. In the left corner of your screen, the New England Journal of Medicine just published a paper on racial bias of pulse oximetry measurement, demonstrating that people of color have often falsely elevated oxygen readings. The current pandemic has proven that people of color are more susceptible at risk of complications of COVID, and yet pulse oximeters are the most common tools that are being used for them. To overcome this problem, my research consists in three main actions. On the right side in your screen, you will see that we're going to use as an action number one, a multi-wavelength approach, which it can not only compensate the skin color, but also it can measure the more sensible biomarkers associated with the lack severe of oxygen, including blood pulsing, which is a symptom of COVID-19. As an analogy, imagine that you have 2 pounds in your left pocket. That's a pulse oximeter. Now imagine that you have 1,000 pounds in your right pocket. What would you do with that money? Well, that's the thing that I'm going to do. I will use 1,000 wavelengths to overcome this problem, to gather more data from the upper layers of the tissue of your skin, and to provide insightful information of the skin pigmentation. As an action number two, develop a new set of algorithms and hardware. Action number three, perform an extensive, wide, and inclusive calibration and validation process where people of color and women are not excluded. Finally, my dream is to provide a medical device that works no matter the skin color or gender. Thank you for listening.